Good morning and welcome to day three of the ICSA College Sailing Team Racing National Championships. It's day 2 of our live coverage here at Southern Yacht Club in New Orleans, Louisiana. And we just wanted to come online and give everybody, all of our viewers, an update on what's going on. We've completed the round of 16, we've completed the round of 8, and we're getting ready to go out for a Final Four. Our Final Four teams have been established: Harvard, Stanford, Roger Williams, and Dartmouth. We're currently waiting for the end of a protest hearing over the last race, just trying to determine if the race wins are going to stay as they are. And that's ending now, and we're going to get ready to go out shortly thereafter. I'm here today. My name's Clay Johnson. I'm here today with my buddy Charlie Enright. And Charlie, why don't you tell the folks about the weather and what they can expect?
Well, it'll definitely be a different day than yesterday. Here in New Orleans, we woke up to some pretty severe weather this morning. Thunderstorms, big squall line came through, and we had some good breeze on the back end. It's getting a little lighter as the system moves away, but generally the same direction as yesterday. We only have 6 races to go, so don't see any issues completing those today. We had some pretty good action yesterday, and we got 4 teams left, and some of them are already locked into place, are they not?
They are. Harvard Crimson is going to end up being our 2026 Team Racing National champion. They have locked themselves into first place. Dartmouth squeaked into the Final Four. Really close standings for...
they had a great day yesterday.
They did. They're going to be locked into 4th place. And Stanford and Roger Williams are the 2 teams that are still battling for 2nd and 3rd. And coincidentally, that's the first race of the day. So we are going to really focus on getting the drone up and be watching that first race and checking out checking out the rest of the racing.
So what do you think from a scheduling standpoint here?
I think it's going to be pretty soon. It's 10:05 Central Time now. We've seen the boats rigging and starting to go. I think probably 10:30 is a safe bet for our viewers, but keep us on in the background, and we will be right back to you as soon as we can with some live sailing. Stand by. Good news, race fans. We are back live on day 3 of the ICSA College Sailing Team Racing National Championship. We had a short delay while we waited for a protest to be resolved. Just to update the viewers, in the last race of the round of 8 yesterday, there was between Harvard and Stanford. There was a questionable professional foul situation. I don't think any ill will was intended, but the foul changed the course of the race. It was missed by the umpires. It was reviewed on film. Harvard kind of put their hand up and just said, look, this doesn't affect the results. We're going to withdraw from the race. So for everybody at home, that's changed the results slightly. Harvard now has 2 losses. They're still locked into first place, and they're going to win. But what it does do is give Stanford a win in the last race. So now they are equal on records with Roger Williams, and it's going to make for an exciting battle for second and third today.
Yeah, it sure will. We got Roger Williams and Stanford in the first race. Definitely one to watch with the scores as close as they are. Also, a bit of a different format today. The teams will not be rotating boats, and they're all able to have 6 people on the water. So a combination of alternate sailors and coaches. So with only 6 races to go in this Final Four, should be a pretty quick day.
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking in the distance. PRO Kyle Assad has the course all set. The boats are near the starting line, and we are anxious to go watch this Final Four racing.
Looks like the sun's come out. We had some pretty inclement weather earlier this morning, but it looks like a good day for racing. The wind's sticking around, and off we go.
Good news today, too, is our drone flyer is back. So we're hoping to have some really good drone footage. Overhead view of the racing makes it really easy as spectators to understand what's going on. And as my buddy Charlie here just said, this first race is going to be between Roger Williams and Stanford, teams that are currently tied for second and third. So a lot to play for to get going right away in this round of 4. Charlie, I'm anxious for this race. Both Roger Williams and Stanford have had incredible seasons. They're 2 of the best teams here, obviously. I think Roger Williams maybe started a little slow, but yesterday in that round of 8 sailed really, really well.
Yeah, Stanford's been consistent throughout the entirety of the regatta. Roger Williams coming on strong. They had a really good day yesterday, sailing aggressive at times when the situation called for it. And they should be flying high with plenty of confidence going into the Final Four.
Yeah, 6-1 in the round of 8 yesterday. So they obviously were turning it on at the end of the event. So we're getting ready for the start between Roger Williams and Stanford. Stanford's going to be in the gray boats all day long, 4, 5, 6. Roger Williams will be in the blue boats, 16, 17, 18.
Watched a couple races yesterday when Stanford gets launched. They're tough to track down.
They're one of the quicker teams for sure. And conditioned-wise today, you were saying it looks a little lighter. What are we seeing at the moment, Charlie?
Yeah, we got a little leftover chop from the breeze that we had earlier this morning, but by and large, flat water. It's up and down. I'd say on average, we probably got 6, 7, as the kids would say, 6, 7 knots of breeze. So, yeah, we're in the 420s again today in the Final Four. So no changing between fleets any longer, as was the case in the round of 16. So everybody should be locked into their boats and ready to go.
What do you think a school like Harvard's approach is going to be today? They've already locked up the win. Do you think they're going to keep fighting for every win? Are they going to put in some substitutes? What do you think is going through their mind at the moment?
I don't think you get to where you are as a team not wanting to kind of go for the jugular every time. So, I think they're going to fight and scrap for every win. We had some questions around whether or not they'd stay with the same roster or potentially, provide an opportunity for some of the other sailors on the team. Kind of remains to be seen at this stage, but they have that option with extra sailors on the water. But really, you know better than I. They've had a historic run for a collegiate team, not only in the last 4 years that they've been competing together as a nucleus, but outside college sailing as well, in events like the Hinman Trophy and the Wilson Trophy. I mean, really, it's miraculous, and this would really put a bow on it, I think. So I'm sure they're going to be out there kind of fighting for every inch.
Yeah, I agree. I think that talking to those guys, they want to win every race that they sail. And they're happy that they won, but they're still going to try their best. And it's only fair to their competitors, too, if they give their best effort in every one of their races. So
you talked about the protest hearing that they had this morning. I think they kind of tried to take the high road and withdraw, but I'm sure that wasn't easy for them. So we could see a spicy race between them and Stanford later in the round robin.
Yeah. So this first race is interesting. So the team that wins this race will be one full race ahead of their opponent and own the tiebreaker. Roger Williams and Stanford split their two matchups so far, so whoever wins this will be 2-1 against the opponent. Really important race. Seemingly, the loser of this race would have to win their remaining 2 races against Harvard and Dartmouth, and the winner would have to lose their remaining 2 races. So a lot of pressure right out of the gate. I'm really excited to watch this first one. I can hear some radio chatter kind of in the background. Sounds like Kyle Assad is just making some final tweaks to this course. We do have a short day. There are only 6 races. There's no rotation going on. Boats are going to stay on the water. I mean, this thing could be done in an hour, but Kyle's really just going to make sure that all the sailing is fair and square and give them the best course possible.
Yeah, when we came down this morning, it was overcast, 15 knots in the wake of the severe weather that passed through this morning, and now the sun's out. Breeze probably in the single digits and kind of oscillating back and forth. So sailable for sure. Good day of racing, but not the most stable breeze we could have, if I had to guess.
Let's also talk about Dartmouth a little bit. We haven't really mentioned them in this conversation. They really turned it on in the races that they needed to make this Final Four. And looking at the results, Dartmouth finished the round of 8 with a 12-10 record. Brown 12-10, Georgetown 12-10, Tulane 11-11, and Navy 11-11. Talk about some close finishes.
Yeah, I mean, what's that? 5 teams, all 1 win apart. I think there was obviously a tiebreaker to be settled between Dartmouth, Brown, and Georgetown, which goes to wins against common opponents, and Dartmouth came out on top. If I'm not mistaken, that's a change to the procedural rules in the last couple of years. In a former version of the universe, that would have gone to a sail-off, correct?
I think you're right. I heard some chatter from some coaches. That's a recent change. Used to be, big circle sail-off, but in an effort to keep this racing moving, they just go to wins against common opponents, and that gives the nod to Dartmouth. But, Naval Academy sailed Dartmouth in the last race, and they end up losing their race to Dartmouth, and they finish 8th. Had they won that race, they'd be in 4th and in the Final Four. And it just goes to show how every race is important. They all add up, and a lot of parity in college sailing too. A lot of really good teams, all capable of taking wins off of each other. So it looks like there's some pre-race jockeying as we get ready to start this first race of the Final Four. Roger Williams is in the blue boats, 16, 17, 18. Stanford in the gray, 4, 5, 6. You can kind of already see the pin boats for each of these schools down in the line. And I think it's really important. I've coached a lot of team racing, done a lot. I think my philosophy has always been, assign a boat a segment of the line. You're the pin guy, you're the middle guy, you're the boat guy, but the best teams are fluid within there. If there's an opportunity to take out an opponent or switch with a teammate, they do it, and it keeps everyone else on their toes and make sure you have the best start.
Yeah, at this point of the season, the teams know each other so well. So generally speaking, you know who you'll be matched up against. Coming into these final seconds here of the starting sequence. Looks like Roger Williams is choosing to lead back, so to be the boat that is choosing when they want to approach the line. Oftentimes in light airs like we have today, that's a strong position. But because it's up and down and it's shifty, it could mean that you're actually to weather on what is now the long tack to the mark, if you see what I mean. So it's not how you start, it's kind of how you finish or where you are shortly thereafter the start. So there's plenty that goes into it.
We're getting ready for the start right here. And no individual recall flag, so an all-clear start.
And if I'm not mistaken, Roger Williams did like that leeward position in each pair.
Yeah, agreed.
Looks like maybe 18's on top of 6 there at the pin.
I think 18's to leeward of 6.
Well, then you definitely don't want to be 6. Meat in the sandwich there. You are correct.
Yeah, right off the bat, I would give the edge to Roger Williams. They look pretty strong in all 3 of their combinations, but still very close and also very early. Here's some drone footage remembering Roger Williams is in the blue boats, just a weather of in all 3 of these pairs. Seen a little action on the left side of our screen.
Tell you what, watching these boats tack, it is not very windy.
No. And this is where Stanford can use their speed a little bit. I think the Stanford boat that was kind of shut out at the committee boat side of the line was able to tack early, and
they're already relevant.
Already around their opponent who had them. Boat number 4.
You can see both the skipper and crew leaning in there on boat 4. It's a bit of a shame that we had that lightning yesterday. The original plan was to try to get this round of 4 in yesterday afternoon, or what quickly turned into yesterday evening. Some of the best conditions of the day came after 4 o'clock.
So still trying to let this shake out to determine what combination we're in. I think all 3 all 3 combos, both teams are assessing the situation and trying to come up with a play. Who do we think's winning this race right now, Charlie?
I think the boat.
17? Or the boat to the right in our view?
I think the course leftmost boat.
Right in our view on our screen.
And that actually might not have been the case until 17 engaged in this this tacking duel, but now I think it's pretty clear.
You know, it's interesting. I would have given the edge to Roger Williams at the start, and Stanford, with their speed and boat handling, has really pulled away a little bit here.
Certainly have. It is interesting. It seems like they did a lot of their damage in a straight line on port after they tacked. Stanford all of a sudden looking very strong here.
So here we are approaching Mark 1. Stanford has the 1. Looks like Roger Williams is trying to come across in the 2-3.
Breeze seemingly went left at the top of that beat there.
Yeah, I'm going to call this Stanford in a play 4, 1-4-5. So right now Stanford with a 1-4-5 is winning this race against Roger Williams in a 2-3-6. You know, that was an interesting move by 17. I think they came up a little bit and put some pressure on that lead Stanford boats around the mark. And now they're going to bear off and help double team their opponent. That was a good job to
release there.
Yeah. All right, so we're still in a condensed 1-4-5, 2-3-6.
This is a drill here that every team does, every practice, if I would have to guess. 1-4-5, 2-3-6.
Certainly, both teams know what to do. It always comes down to who can execute the best. And it's close enough that they might be talking about doing this pass back now.
It's a balance in conditions like this.
Yeah. Now 18's in a little trouble where the Stanford boat has gotten an overlap and is going to be entitled to mark room here at mark number 2.
Mark 2, mark room is fairly come and go.
Oh, jibed. Okay.
Now they can luff, if they so chose.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
I see a lot of hands going up.
I don't know if that Stanford boat had room in there.
I see a red flag.
720 for Stanford there.
Okay, so Stanford boat 4 didn't have room and got a red flag and is now spinning. I hear another whistle.
I think our buddy Cobbs, the PRO, might have to look at the course length here in these deteriorating conditions.
All right, so Stanford's still thinking play 4. Roger Williams still thinking play 2. And here comes a Stanford boat trying to pick up boat number 18 to try to get anybody who's behind them.
Painful penalty.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like these boats are sailing sideways across the course right now, allowing boat 4 to sail more direct and catch up a little bit.
Based on the speed we've seen out of Stanford, they'll be back in the race in no time.
Yeah, I mean, boat 4 is already back in the race.
Maybe a little more breeze on the water there as they get away from the top mark.
Oh, 17 and 5. See, I thought that was a green flag. All right, so Stanford's keeping their 1. Roger Williams still trying to go play 2.
Boat 16 in a position of strength there for now, at least. See Mark 3 there.
Yeah, Mark 3 is coming into play. So Roger Williams is trying to balance these 2 Stanford boats while also pushing the 1 around the mark. I think if you're the lead Stanford boat, you're trying to compress. Oh, a little double jibe.
Ish.
All right, good job by 18 to get 6 to commit to rounding.
It's funny when you're doing the 2-3 and you're in wide open space, the 2 boats working on 1 is helpful. I find when you add the mark room situation, the 2 boats make it a little more complicated.
So if I was 16, I might have slowed down a little bit more and let my teammate 17 sail through. I think it's going to happen, but they could have slowed it down a little bit. We talked about that yesterday a little bit, just slowing down your opponents, letting your teammates go, push the one around the mark, properly set up your zone coverage for the next leg.
16's doing a nice job being helped by the fact that slowing's made easy in these conditions, but doing a nice job affecting particularly boat 5 and making 4 have to sail a little extra distance.
Yep, 18 and 17, trying to push the one around the mark.
'17 will tack here.
Yeah, I'm looking for 17 to tack soon. Certainly with any Stanford boat that tacks.
And go.
Yep. All right, so Roger Williams will try to divide up. All right, so actually 6 is going to
pretty aggressive there on 17 early in the beat.
Come down and pin 17 so they can't tack.
Certainly as a 185-pound, 40-year-old man, I wouldn't have put myself in that situation, but Stanford is quite fast.
Yeah.
So if anyone can hang there, it's them. Maybe a small concession, but they'll come back with starboard advantage, or they will bear away and reach at boat 18. Going for the pin. Now the tables have turned. Stanford's going play 2.
All right, so we're going to see a couple of competing passbacks.
Ooh, doesn't have the lock. But they do have strong position on this new starboard tack. 5 is going to be the bogey here, sailing by itself.
Yeah. This has an opportunity to get a little bananas up here. So 4 and 5 are ahead of 16 on the left side of the course. Here they come together. I think 17 and 18 are probably ahead of 6 on the right side of the course. Here's a good view. You can see the finish line in the middle of our screen. I don't think that 18 can quite tack and cross 6, though. '17's in the 1. '18 tries to tack and cross.
Oh.
Interesting.
16
should tack,
yeah.
and 18 should reach down on top of Stanford.
Yes, they should.
All right, so Stanford is very much going play 2 at the moment. 18's going to really struggle to live there.
The Stanford boat that rounded in first engaged quite quickly, ended up conceding the position, but then quickly realized that they were in a play 2 and did a nice job.
Yeah. I call that play 42, where you're play 4, and then you just kind of give up the 1 and decide to convert to a play 2.
Do you do it through kinetics?
If I have to. All right, here's the finish line. You can see this yellow buoy is the pin.
Stanford boat to the right. Be a difference maker. Stanford's got the 1.
Here we go. All right, so Stanford's going to get the 1. Ooh, boy, howdy.
Stanford
2 for Raj.
3.
Wow.
I think Stanford wins with a play 1.
I think you're right. I think boat 5 wins, boat 6 is last, but I think boat 4 was able to sneak in there just ahead of those 2 Roger Williams opponents.
That was a good race.
Really good race. I'm going to frantically click refresh on tech score to see as it gets updated. But to my eye, Stanford got that one at the end.
Just informed that the drone is coming in for a new battery here. And we will pan left with the on-land camera to try to get a glimpse of this Harvard-Dartmouth race as it approaches Mark III.
All right, so this is the second race of the Final Four. Harvard's in the red boats. Dartmouth is in green. That's color appropriate. And it looks to me like Dartmouth has a 1-3-6.
I don't think that'll hold into Mark III.
No, 1-3 doesn't usually last very long. Something changes.
One seems a little bit more engaged with their adversary.
You can see Mark III right there.
Than 15 was engaged with one.
Charlie, clicking refresh. Stanford did, in fact, win that race. So Stanford is going to be a full race ahead of Roger Williams and own the tiebreaker with 2 races to go. Harvard trying to go play 2. Up. I see boat 2 spinning.
Dartmouth sneak through there
With 14-3?
to Leeward.
I don't think so. But I do think it's close.
They did not.
All right, so Dartmouth is in a 1-3-ish, 5.
I think this is going to 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6 pretty quickly. A little bit of left shear, so the boats that rounded in front are having to actually now tack up to get to the line of boats that have rounded behind.
Harvard's thinking play 2, where 3 slows down 14, 1 slows down 13, and they let their teammate 2 get clear. Dartmouth's thinking play 1, where 15 can slow down 3 and let their teammate 14 get into second and win the race with a 1-2. And it looks like Dartmouth just executed that pretty well.
That was very nice
Good boat positioning.
by boat 15.
Yeah.
If you're boat 14 and 15 right now, you're fleet racing to the finish. Blinders on.
Yep.
Cognizant of where the other boats are, but trying to minimize maneuvers, stretch when you can.
Can see the Harvard boats frantically tacking, trying to engage somebody in an attacking duel, try to create any opportunity to catch up. And on a day like today, tacking's probably a gainer.
Especially when you over flatten and take a second one, like we've seen a couple times here. Conditions are definitely lighter at the top of the course.
So boats are about 2/3 of the way, almost at the finish line.
Guess if it holds like this, in theory, that'll be a losing streak for the Harvard Crimson.
You're right. The other thing Dartmouth has going for it right now is they have an ace in the back of the fleet. Boat 13 is ahead of 2.
3 is chipping away at 14 with every
They're trying.
exchange.
Here comes 1. You can see the pin just enter the screen on the right side. I think 1's going to hail for a rimmed attack and get as close as they can and luff hard.
And 14's going to say close, but no cigar.
Luff, luff, luff. They did a good job of stopping him. Ooh.
Harvard, it will be a play 1 for Dartmouth.
Yeah, I'm going to give that to a 1-3 for Dartmouth.
Just.
Valiant effort by boat 1 to hold them up.
Incredible.
Harvard was really close to winning that race 2-3-5.
Yeah, incredibly so.
We've seen 2 races that were nearly photo finishes at the finish line. I think it just goes to show how close this racing is.
And just like that, we're a third of the way through the Final Four.
Yes, 2 races into our 6-race Final Four. We just watched Stanford beat Roger Williams in a close finish, and we watched Dartmouth beat Harvard in a close finish. The first race in the next flight is going to be Dartmouth against Roger Williams. And for Roger Williams, who just lost their race to Stanford, this is a must-win for them. You know, we talk about implications for these races. Harvard's locked in first. Dartmouth is going to be locked into 4th. So it's really just Stanford and Roger Williams where anything can change. So Roger Williams is already down at the starting line waiting for their opponents from Dartmouth to sail back down. You know, the thing with four teams on the water is you have to wait for that second race to finish every time before you can start the next one. But you can see in the background those boats are quickly sailing down to the starting line. Checking in on tech score to see the scores. Harvard sits in first, 20-3. Stanford second, 17-6. Roger Williams third, 16-7, and Dartmouth is in fourth, 13-10.
So if Stanford wins or Roger Williams loses,
the order is established.
correct.
So we're here live the last day of the 2026 College Sailing Team Racing Nationals. My name's Clay Johnson. My co-host here is Charlie Enright. And we're happy to bring you this coverage. Tulane Production Department's done a really good job of showing the races. For those at home watching, we're going to be here the next 2 days also, featuring the Women's Team Racing National Championship, which should be exciting. Racing starts at 10 a.m. Central Time both days. So if you're home or maybe even at work on Monday, flip us on, give us a follow. We'd love to showcase the great team racing that we're expecting to see.
Got a good view of the city of New Orleans there in the background. Could just see us sitting on the porch here at the Southern Yacht Club. You know, Tulane and Southern have really rolled out the red carpet to host all the teams here for this Open National Championship, and I'm sure we'll see the same treatment as the week moves on and the women show up for Sunday and Monday.
Charlie, how many team race nationals did you participate in as an undergrad?
Went to the Final Four when I was a freshman. And
That was,
in Oregon.
yeah, the Gorge. Yeah, I was there.
Isn't that something Chris Berman says, the guy from ESPN? I know, because I was there. Yep. I think the Final Four was Harvard, Dartmouth, Brown, and Hawaii.
I don't think we were in the Final Four. I want to say we were.
Wouldn't surprise me. We were fairly dominant.
Oh, okay.
Finishing fourth off the podium.
Oh, jeez.
I think Hawaii was in the Final Four. It might have been USC. I think USC was in the final, maybe. St. Mary's and Hobart, maybe. I remember Harvard, Dartmouth, and Brown were the three teams that went that year.
Yeah,
We had the New Englands on Lake Muskoma.
I remember that.
Yep. Young, naive freshman. And then
Who was your team that year?
Chris Ashley and his wife, Allison Barenbach, who's now Allison Ashley. Fun fact, Chris Ashley is now the principal of Barrington High School in Rhode Island, the public school system that my kids are in. If all goes according to plan, Chris Ashley, my former college teammate, will be the principal for my kids in high school.
All right.
And then we had Pat Rinn and Arlene Chung, and I sailed with the girl at the time, now woman, named Vanessa Lipschitz.
Sure.
It's a good team, fun team. And I remember that regatta well because we brought our skis.
Really?
We did. After Team Race Nationals, we went skiing at Mount Hood, which was really cool. And our coach at the time, who's still the coach now at Brown University, John Mollicone, lost the rental van key
While skiing?
while skiing in the terrain park. And these two locals were kind enough to find it, bring it back, and there was no harm.
That's incredible.
But we were very lucky. We could have been stranded at Mount Hood. Yeah, about, I don't know, an hour and a half or 2 hours away from Cascade Locks, the location of the event that year. I don't recall. I don't think we qualified in Texas.
Texas was the next year.
Yeah, Texas.
Then it was Charleston,
Charleston.
and then you took a year off to do the Morning Light Project.
I sure did. I was a bit of an educational journeyman. I took a year off before matriculating, and then I took a year off to sail from Los Angeles to Hawaii in what would have been my senior year, but then came back for a victory lap where we actually ended up hosting nationals in '08 in Newport, which was pretty cool. I think, if I'm not mistaken, your brother's Boston College Eagles won that national championship.
They did, and he's already texted me about it a few times this weekend.
That was a good team. If I'm not mistaken, it was he and Julie Howe and Adam Roberts
Allie Whitehead?
and Allie Whitehead, now married to our good friend Eric Stork,
Yep.
and Brian Kemlar,
Yeah, BK.
and Sharky,
And Sharky.
Andrew Schneider.
Yeah.
I believe Andrew Schneider is currently the Chief Operating Officer at North Sales.
Good days, good times.
It's a small world here.
Yeah. So checking back in with the racing, we are at the start of race 3 of this round robin for the final 4. Dartmouth in green, Roger Williams in blue. It looks pretty light.
They're going to get off the line here. Dartmouth looking advanced.
This is a must-win for Roger Williams if they want any chance of finishing second in this regatta. Hard to tell so far, but I'd say Dartmouth is looking pretty strong.
Dartmouth looks pretty strong.
Let's see if 15 can cross. Not quite. There's a good angle.
Is it picking a favorite if you say you want Roger Williams to win? Just to make the last round relevant? Are we allowed to say something like that?
I think you can say whatever you want. I don't know if I always like a little bit of action, right? I want some stakes on the line.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like, if there's one thing that's evident is any of these teams can beat any of these teams. So there are no foregone conclusions to any of these races.
See the Southern Yacht Club there in the background again on what's turned into a pretty nice day here in New Orleans. Could use a little more wind. Looks like the course is the same length.
Looks like 15 just stretched out a little bit and made a big gain on the Roger Williams boat out on the course left side.
Dartmouth's looking pretty solid here. Based on the finishes we've seen, the race course doesn't need to be that long at all. They all seem to come together right there at the end anyway.
All right, so Dartmouth in boat 15 is going to have the 1.
Looks like they're in solid control here.
Yeah, I think one of the Dartmouth boats is probably in last, though. And then I'm going to call this 14-18
Looks like they got a good puff.
duo over here.
I think 14 could be in the 3, and it's up to 18 to now slow.
You can see 15 coming down to get engaged a little bit. I would give the edge to 18 here. I'd much rather be the lured boat, don't you think?
Oh, definitely.
Light air, lumpy 420s.
But I'm saying I think 14's relevant for potential play 1.
Sure.
I think that pair's ahead. I think the initial gain that 15 made on the left.
Hard to see from this angle, but the boats are just about on the ley line. Yeah.
14's pretty out of options here.
Right.
With not much race course to the right, they have no choice but to put the bow down.
Now they're down a bit, so they do have a little bit of room to tack if they need to.
Puff back on the left.
How the tide tables have turned.
Odd thing to say on a lake.
Yeah, well, it looks like Roger Williams could be a pretty solid play too, if executed properly.
For the time being, 14 is really got the gas mask on.
Yeah.
Not a lot of options.
Ugh. All right, so Dartmouth in first, Roger Williams in second. Looks like 17 for Roger Williams will round in third. Any chance of a pin here? Nope, I think they got around there cleanly.
Ooh.
I thought that was clean, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so it's 2-3-4 for Roger Williams, winning combination. though it's close.
We've seen Dartmouth come back a number of times yesterday. We've seen a lot of close finishes so far today, i.e. 2.
But 100% of them.
That is correct. We are batting 1,000 on tight finishes. So in these conditions, there are no foregone conclusions.
Good job by Roger Williams to split up a little bit. Forces that lead Dartmouth boat to stay honest. Yeah, 16 sailing a direct route to Mark III. Forces 15 to continue to sail fast and stay in front of them.
Nothing a jibe can't fix.
Nothing a light air jibe can't fix.
Breeze has shifted to the left a little bit, making it a little easy for 16 to gas 15. It'd be pretty unorthodox here, but if 16 could get on 15's air, could go for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, disregard the Harvard and Stanford boats sailing through this race. Oh boy.
15's done a nice job there.
Yeah.
Tough when you got 3 Hawks in pursuit. 15's done a nice job.
Now, I can't help but notice that one Dartmouth boat is very high. Sailing downwind. Top of the screen.
Seeing is believing. Maybe there's something out there.
Yeah.
Or looking to unbalance the pairs.
Well, it kind of helps Roger Williams a little bit. I think if you're in a 2-3-4, you know, if you can divide and conquer and avoid those interactions, it's going to make it a little easier for you. So we're most of the way down leg 3, or excuse me, almost at Mark 3. Dartmouth is still holding on to the first place. I'll tell you what, that boat, I wonder if that Roger Williams boat's going to try and get to the inside, just help their teammate out a little bit. I think that was a good help. There's a chance that Dartmouth boat was sliding to the inside, and now you're in a stronger position to control them.
'15 hasn't done anything yet, per se, but just heroic effort to have kept the one in very tricky conditions. Sometimes it's easy when the the team behind commits wholeheartedly to the play too.
Right.
But they were getting pushed. Good individual effort there by 15.
Ooh, okay. Somebody's got to control 13. Here goes 16 trying to.
13 have room on 17? It's going to be irrelevant, but nice job there. Ooh, that's not what you want.
I thought that was a great job of Roger Williams ensuring that they had a play two.
Very nice.
Because there were a couple of times there where I thought it was going to fall apart. All right, so we're still here.
Play 2 for Roger Williams. 17 goes. Very well coached team, the Roger Williams Hawks.
Yeah, pretty disciplined. All right, 16 is going to split off with 14. 18 and 17 are going with 13. I'm just trying to look for any crease or fold or opportunity for Dartmouth to spring one of their boats.
Cute little double tack there.
Yeah. So looking out to the left, it does look like that further Dartmouth boat is a bit uncovered. 15 position themselves well. I'd consider tacking right back. There you go.
Little life for Dartmouth here. They've all been close. Shouldn't be surprised that this one is too. And Dartmouth's got a piece.
Let's go to the drone here. Yeah, opportunity here. So 15 is going to try to luff 17 and let their teammate 14 sail through.
There's a chance here. 17's doing a nice job there. Just sliding bow forward.
The finish line has just come into view on our screen.
Dartmouth's looking pretty good.
Dartmouth looks okay here. 15's play is to release at the right time so that they can finish with a 1-2 or a 1-3. You're going to owe mark room to 17.
Should not be a problem so long as they can't get to 14.
Well, you need... Right, 14 needs to finish in the 1, I think. The flag is pretty high. I wouldn't want 17 to shoot up. 14's going to get the 1.
Wow, Dartmouth, well done.
Wow, is right. Great job.
Another exciting finish, unbelievable. But unfortunately, that locks the teams into place, does it not?
Yeah, it does. My understanding is that that's going to seal Roger Williams' fate, and they're going to finish in third in this regatta. Great job by Boat 15.
Incredible.
You know, it was kind of a textbook race for them, right? If you're the 1 in a 1.56, you keep the 1, you slow the race down, you try to provide some opportunities for your teammates to spring themselves. Dartmouth did a great job of getting some separation. They were patient, and when the opportunity came, they struck, and they executed really well. And I would say Boat 15 is largely responsible for that race win for them.
Did a really nice job, particularly on the last beat, identifying the ley line, going for the lured hook.
Can we look over, check in on the Harvard-Stanford race that's at the
Really nice job by Dartmouth.
Dartmouth's really turned it on at the end of this event. So there's one more race on the water right now. Harvard in the red boats is sailing against Stanford in the gray boats.
Looks like a play one for
Yeah.
Harvard here.
I would agree. 1-2-5. Pretty solid combination.
Harvard looking strong here.
It's getting pretty light out there.
Sure is.
I think at this point in the regatta, all the teams are hoping for enough breeze to stick around, just finish these last few races and call it an event.
Good vindication here for Harvard if they can hold on. So I guess that's 2 races today for Roger Williams, where they led almost all the way around.
Couldn't quite close it out right at the end.
Tricky conditions there. It looks like the breeze just fell out of that left-hand side at the top of the beat for the 2 Roger Williams boats that were hung out there.
Yeah. It's looking light. I'm watching these Harvard crews sit all the way in. Skipper sliding all the way in. Certainly not a foregone conclusion. That Stanford boat is right there.
Deep ace.
Yeah, Harvard still has an ace. They're pretty deep. They're only a few boat lengths beyond Mark IV. Can see
Boat 4 is making some inroads here just by being able to initiate the maneuvers. Looks like 2's got a puff on the left. There's nice pressure down there by the pin.
finish line's just coming into view from the right side of our screen. Yeah, valiant effort by boat 4, but I don't think it's going to quite be enough.
Harvard snaps their massive 2-race losing streak, one of which was a forfeit.
So the Harvard Crimson are going to take that win and improve their record to 21-3. And Stanford's going to drop to 17-7. But to the Stanford Cardinals, I don't know if they know it yet, but they're locked into second.
If we know it, they
Yeah,
probably know
but
it.
they were in the middle of their race last time. You think they knew what happened at the finish line? That was a close finish.
That's a good point.
But coaches are on the water today, substitutes are on the water today. I'm sure they're going to feed them that information right now. Take a bird's eye view of the course. Looks pretty light. You can see just how far back that Harvard boat was with that Stanford boat. We might take like a 5-minute break to let these guys drift down to the starting line. That's all right. 10-4. So here we are. We have 2 more races left in the 2026 ICSA Team Racing National Championship. Boats from the last race are just finishing now, and they're going to make their way down to the starting line. We're going to step away for just a minute, but stay tuned. We're going to be back shortly with the completion of this championship. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the last two races of the 2026 Team Racing National Championship. My name is Clay Johnson. I'm here live with Charlie Enright, sitting on the porch of the beautiful Southern Yacht Club, watching some racing on this sunny light air day. We have two races to go to complete this regatta, Charlie. First up is going to be Stanford against Dartmouth, followed by Harvard against Roger Williams. And it's a little anticlimactic on our end as the results have already been established. Harvard's going to win the regatta. Right now they're sitting at 21-3. Stanford's going to finish second. They have a 17-7 record. Roger Williams is going to finish third, 16-8 at the moment. And Dartmouth is going to be fourth, 14-10. So not a lot to play for results-wise, but all four of these teams are competitive and certainly want to end this regatta on a high note by taking a win.
And the conditions are not totally cooperating. It's gotten pretty light here on Lake Pontchartrain in the wake of the weather that we had earlier this morning. The good news is the sun is out. The bad news is it's not very windy, but it has made for some very interesting finishes. I think 3 of the 4 races that we've seen so far today have been determined in the last 100 meters.
Very close racing.
I think the Harvard Play 1 was the only race of the 4 that we've seen that was a foregone conclusion of the leeward mark. I think every other race has had lead changes just in the last 100 meters.
I think you're right. Now, that was just the start of the Dartmouth-Stanford race, and I saw an individual recall flag go up and a couple boats come back late, so let's see what's going on here.
I think Stanford looks pretty strong.
Well, I think this lead boat number 4 from Stanford looks quite good. How about their opponents?
Or maybe, is that a play 2 for Dartmouth there? Were there 2 Stanford boats over?
I think that might be the case. It's hard
with
to see
the glare and the drone.
yeah.
I had the wrong sail cover
Hard
there.
to see with the
I
glare.
thought the boat on the left was from Stanford as well, but I stand corrected.
Yeah, hard to see with the glare.
You know what I could have done, Clay? I could have just looked up at the actual sails on the water, and it would have been easier to see that Stanford is in a 156 with a big 4-5 gap. Big hole on the right side of the race course right now.
You can see it on the camera, just the top of our screen. Looks pretty darn light. Maybe some marginal conditions, but I think everybody's just hoping they can finish these 2 races and call it a regatta. I think there must have been 2 Stanford boats over, given how far back they are.
This might be the lightest it's been all day. So if you are Dartmouth in a play 2 right now, I think your mentality's got to be
Push.
push, push, push. With a gap like that,
Right.
try your best to get a piece of 4, convert, and never look back.
You can see on our screen the left 2 boats are from Stanford, the rightmost boat's from Stanford, and Dartmouth is pretty solidly in a 2-3-4 at the moment. Can see Mark 1 in our view. That lead Stanford boat is just trying everything they can to keep the 1 while condensing the race, give an opportunity for their teammates to catch up. You know, tacking is a gainer on a day like today. I guess I'm a little surprised I didn't see maybe some more tacking from these trailing Stanford boats, trying to catch up, see if you can engage in a tacking duel of sorts.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. And 2, 3, 4 is the 3. Your play is usually behind you, balancing the pairs and making sure everything's square. But with the gap we got, the conditions we have, and the spacing of the fleet, try to turn this into a play 1.
So Stanford's going to round in the 1.
Boat 6 pretty close to 13 there.
Yeah. They are pretty close. Yeah, I like this play here. Dartmouth in a 2-3-4. They're going to spread out, see if there's an opportunity to maybe go play 1. Certainly keep the pressure on Stanford. And if anything falls apart in the back, if your teammate gets caught, you can always turn around and go back and help. But with such a big gap, you might as well try.
Little puff there by the boat on the inside.
Yeah, definitely a little puff.
Going about 2x as fast as the other people on the course. It's a bit unorthodox, but I like what they're doing here.
Yeah, they're really trying to go over them. Really forcing 4 to come up to defend. That just allows 15 to go straight towards the mark.
And they just got to camp on him.
Yeah.
Get even closer. Get their main right on their main.
Well, the interesting thing is I think there's been a little bit of a right shift in pressure, so these boats are almost at the mark without having to come too low. Can 15 get around? I'm going to say no. Oh.
Oh, and then the luff.
And then, all right, so they jibed into an overlap. So 15 has the ability to luff 4, and they do. You're going to let their teammate 14 sail through, and then they'll try to do a timely release to establish second.
Good news for Dartmouth from the back, too.
Yeah.
What looked really close
Yeah, 13's pulled away from.
turned into a little bit of an extension in a fetch.
That really went sideways for that lead Stanford boat.
I couldn't believe they didn't have a piece on starboard.
It, like, just didn't. And then when they jibed into it, oh, here we're sailing this big righty.
Stanford's not dead yet.
Has forced tacking on this last bottom reach.
Really well done by Dartmouth.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, I think 15 was the boat that played hero in the Roger Williams race. Must be pretty biased if they're tacking off now.
Yeah, big right shift. Looking out on the water, they're definitely on the long tack. So in the background, you can see the Roger Williams and Harvard boats getting ready to the starting line. I think they actually started their race, and they must have called them back because of this wind shift, because I see them getting ready to restart. Dartmouth looking pretty solid here. Kind of a parade at this point, unfortunately, for the Stanford team.
You can hear some whistles in the background.
Yeah, I think they're getting ready to start the next one.
They didn't just call off the Dartmouth race, did they?
Oh. It looks like they did. Interesting.
From my perspective, Dartmouth did some good work there in a regatta that's already a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that call. Agreed. I think a lot of the race had been sailed. I think Dartmouth had done some good work, had established themselves, pulled off a great move at the bottom mark to get the lead. And we're nearly at the finish line. Well, it looks like we're going back to the starting line to restart that race. And I guess for our viewers, that just means bonus sailing.
And for the commentators.
And for the commentators, yeah.
Might have to push back our pontoon boat reservation. Got to be disappointing for the Dartmouth Big Green, but did it once, they can do it again. Give Stanford another opportunity here as well.
So I don't think any of these fleets are in sequence at the moment. We're going to step away for a short break. Let PRO Kyle Assad square up this course and get sorted. Let the breeze stabilize a little. So we're going to be back in just a few minutes with the last 2 races of this national championship. Standing by. All right, everybody. Thank you for patiently waiting. We are back here at the Southern Yacht Club for the last two races of this gold Final Four. The breeze is light, but Piero Kailasad has shifted the race course around, shortened it up a little bit, and we have a little bit of pressure. We're going to try and close out this regatta. My name is Clay Johnson. I'm sitting next to Charlie Enright as we are eagerly watching the start of this race. This is Dartmouth and Stanford. Dartmouth is going to be in green, 13, 14, 15. Sailing against Stanford in gray, 4, 5, 6.
We saw about 90% of a race between these two teams before it was called off due to a wind shift. Dartmouth had chased down the one from Stanford and had a pretty solid play one headed towards the finish.
Yeah, it was a pretty fortunate resale decision for Stanford.
Certainly not a lot of wind out there right now.
Yeah, you can see in the background of our screen, pretty glassy on Lake Pontchartrain. Start just went off. I see an individual recall flag. I see 14 going back. Flags down. The course has been shortened pretty significantly. You can see the weather mark. It's probably mark 2 at this point. In our view in the middle of the screen.
If you were a betting man, Clay.
Yeah, I'm a betting man. Hit me.
Think we'll finish this race?
I do. I think the forecast is pretty mediocre all day, and I think the results are established, and it's a little bit of a formality. We really want to close out this regatta and get every race in and get going. So I think they're going to do it. You can hear a drone going out to get some overhead views of the race. A lot of big roll tacks going on out there.
Say Mark 2 is in a mill pond currently.
So it looks like 4 is ahead of 13 on the left in our view. 15 might have a slight edge on 6 in the middle.
Got to think the sailors want to get it done.
Yeah, I think we wanted to just finish this thing.
I only ask because we're pretty close to finishing a race before.
Yeah, I know. It's 12:40 here, Central Time. It is a beautiful day out. 80 degrees, sunny. I hear some whistles. It looks like they are calling these boats back.
I'll send you my wire details, and you can transfer payment accordingly.
Oh, boy.
Looks pretty bleak.
Well, for those of you at home who are still watching, we're in the Final Four. Harvard is in first place, 21-3 record. They're going to win the regatta. Stanford's in second with a 17-7 record. They're going to finish second. Roger Williams in third, 16-8 record. They're going to finish third. Dartmouth is in fourth with a 14-10 record. So everyone's locked in. We have 2 races to go. We're trying really hard here to finish this event. We don't want to have bad races, but we do want to have races. So it looks like these boats are going to make their way back to the starting line, and we're going to kind of wait for another pulse of breeze to come in to hopefully get this racing going again.
My guess is it could be a while here, Clay. If I were a betting man, I'd say that we should take a little break here and return to our fine viewers when there's something to view.
All right. That's a good plan. I hate to do it to you again, ladies and gentlemen, but there's nothing to report. So we're going to leave the camera on the boats. We will be here standing by. As soon as we have anything to come live with, we will be back live. But stay tuned, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. All right, everybody. I think this is going to happen. The breeze has shifted around, more of a northerly direction. Seems to have solidified. PRO Kyle Assad has done a really nice job of rotating the course. Everything is in place, and I believe we're in sequence, Charlie.
I believe we are. This will be the third start between Dartmouth and Stanford here to try to get in this last race. So they should know each other well in these light conditions as they go into one that hopefully counts.
We have a fantastic view down the starting line. And off they go. Stanford is going to be in the gray boats, 4, 5, 6. Dartmouth remains in the green boats, 13, 14, 15.
Looks like Dartmouth got off pretty well there. Got the drone in the air. Tough to see the perspective, but bow out in the pin pair, but tough to see the spacing. Bow forward in that pair on port as well, and had a cleaner exit onto port for the boat 15.
Yeah, they look pretty solid from here. Our drone just left and is racing to get us some overhead view of the race.
This is a close one.
Yeah. So I'd say 14's winning their pair here, but 4 is winning the pair in the middle.
Stanford looks bow forward, coming back across from the right. See how this exchange goes.
Interesting. There's Mark 1 just coming into view on the bottom left of our screen. Here comes 14. Looking to make sure they're in the 1.
Dartmouth is quickly going to find themselves in a...
Do they
they get room.
Yeah. I don't know if that was inside 2 boat lengths or not. Yep, I think I saw a hand go up. And then up. That was pretty close too. Close quarters at the top.
Close rig-on-rig crime there with 13. Must be a 1-3 there.
Yeah, so Dartmouth's in a 1-3 at the moment. 14 trying to slow down. 6. I see another hand going up there. Another hand. That's a good view right there. Stanford trying to go play 2.
I was going to say 15's going to have to attack here.
Yeah.
Well done by Stanford. Contact. No?
I was looking forward in the race, so I didn't see it. Was it contact at the mark?
Looked like the
6 is spinning.
Sail and rig there.
So 6 is spinning. So Stanford in a 2-3-6. Dartmouth in a play 4, 1-4-5. We'll see how these teams execute.
.13 trying to establish an inside position here on this run. Give them right away at the bottom. I like this course length, Clay.
Yeah, I'm looking out at the race from the deck here at Southern Yacht Club, and they're almost at marks 3 and 4. You can see the Mark 3 just coming into view here. The wind is still light, and I think the goal is just to get these things done. So Stanford in a 2-3-5. Interesting here.
On the edge.
14's going to try and close the door here. Does 5 have room? I'm not sure.
I do not.
I don't think they did.
They did.
All right, that was contact there. Looks like that Stanford boat's going to spin. But meanwhile, Dartmouth is now converted to a 1-2-5 with that. 15's going to sail through. You can see 14 flogging their jib.
It was well done by Dartmouth there.
Yeah.
Stanford took a little bit of a risk.
This Dartmouth team has really turned it on in the last few races of that round of 8 and in the final 4 here. I know this is only the 3rd time that Dartmouth has been in the final 4 since 2004. 2004, 2019, and now. Head coach Rebecca McIlvain was on that team in 2019. She's done a great job with this squad. She's actually I'm told she's the first female head coach of an Ivy League sailing team.
Oh, wow. That's great. Probably don't see enough women's coaches in college sailing, to be honest.
No, Amanda Callahan.
Amanda Callahan, I was just going there, and yeah, that's great. Hopefully she's got some staying power. Definitely have a team that's performing well here at the Nationals and just kind of gazing over at the crew list. Got some folks returning in seasons to come, so that's great. She probably ascended into the seat after the departure of Justin Assad. Justin Assad, good man from the state of Rhode Island and brother to PRO Kyle Assad. It's good to see Dartmouth sailing well here in the last race of the regatta.
So, 15 is hung out pretty far over here. I think there's the finish line coming into view. They have an ace in the back. 14 looks like they're ahead of those 2 Stanford boats. Probably looking to slow them and allow 15 to do 2 quick tacks and maybe sneak in 2nd or 3rd. And
you'd think that boat that's fetching would... Not going to matter.
No. I think 15's going to do a quick tack right back here.
Great race.
Dartmouth is going to win their last race of this regatta with a 1-2, probably a 5. So Dartmouth takes the win. They're going to improve their overall record to 15-10. Meanwhile, Stanford's going to drop to 17-8.
So Dartmouth, Roger Williams, and Stanford will be on 15, 16, and 17 wins respectively. So it tightened up quite a bit.
Yep, got closer.
In the last day when the standings couldn't change, definitely got closer.
So those 2 boats have finished. The last race of the regatta, Roger Williams in blue, 16, 17, 18, sailing against Harvard in red, 1, 2, 3. Looks like they're approaching Mark 3. Harvard looks to be in a play 2. They're in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. 17, the 1, is going to try to slow things down, compress a little bit. Harvard doing a good job to break that up and push the race around the mark. No real implications for this. Harvard's going to end up winning the regatta. Roger Williams is going to end up in 3rd in the regatta. You can see the finish line kind of in the top middle of our screen.
Harvard looking fairly comfortable here.
1 seems really low. Good job to reestablish.
Still soft out there, even with this new direction.
Harvard doing a good job matching up in this play 2 coverage scheme. Their 3 boats are going to try to cover the trailing 2 boats from Roger Williams. I would tack there if I was, yep, boat 1. Look for 2 to take the boat to there. 1 going back as well. It's a balancing act, Charlie. You want to cover well and really corral those 2 Roger Williams boats.
It's funny, even with the breeze from an opposite direction, they're still less closer to shore because of the fencing effect.
Right. There's a little dial down by 17. Maybe a little opportunity to slow 2.
Or an opportunity for 1 to get ahead of them.
I think it was the right call.
I totally agree. You got to do something.
Right. And they did a good job of dialing down, affecting 2, and then going right back up. And I think they're still maintaining the 1.
I think they are as well. Got about
close. Oh, 16, doing a couple tacks in a row.
Maybe it was just too much. If you're 1, you can go back on, or let it come to you.
Yeah, I think if I'm boat 2, there you go. This is where having good boat handling is important. You can see all the tacks these 2 teams are doing.
Pretty effortless for these guys.
Really impressive. Looks like 1 has the 1. 3's got to be pretty close to laying.
Three giving some bad air to 18 just to let 2 scoot forward. And with that,
there we have it.
Harvard will beat Roger Williams in the final race of the Team Race National Championship.
Yep, a 1-3-4 finish for Harvard gives them the win and improves their record to 22-3 over the course of the regatta. And we're seeing some celebratory hugs.
Very well deserved. We've known for a while now.
Yeah, it's tough. It's they've known since yesterday afternoon, but the celebration's starting right now.
There it is. Whoa. I like it when teams jump in the water to celebrate.
Yeah, it's great.
You know?
There's something about a team sport where you've put in all your hard work with your teammates in the off season, in the weight room, in the classroom, on the water, and to see it all come and pay off and be able to celebrate together and high five each other, and it's great. I mean, I was kind of a laser sailor by trade and
missed having a team.
Yeah, have a good race, turn to high five someone, and there's no one high five, and then on the flip side, you have a bad race, and there's no one to blame but yourself. But these guys certainly work together as a team, and for the seniors on this team, it's been an impressive 4-year run. 3 national championships and a second-place finish, and it's just been incredible.
Pretty impressive. A team that will live in college sailing lore, I'm sure. Be talked about for generations to come. And it's cool to see them all in the water. No one's too cool to go swimming. Enjoy the muddy waters of Lake Pontchartrain. I did hear, actually, just this morning that after a big rain, sometimes alligators make it into the lake.
Really?
I did hear that.
Well, hopefully that's not an issue.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
We're looking at the 2026 team racing national champions, the Harvard Crimson. Sailing for Harvard this weekend were Justin Callahan, Mitchell Callahan, and Robbie Meek as skippers, Christina Chen, Rosella Irfan, and Jacob Posner as crew. I don't think they did any substitutions. Those were the teammates for every race of the event.
Really impressive performance, for sure. Let's also give credit to the other teams that finished in the top 4. The Stanford Cardinals. Sailing for them is Clayton.
Yeah, sailing for Stanford, Reed Decker, Vanessa Larkamp, and Tommy Sitzman as the skippers. Callie Hammond, Alice Schmid, and Abby Bayer were the crews. Again, I don't think any substitutions for these 4 teams, but phenomenal result for them. Roger Williams sailors, Carlos DeCastro, Kyle Fang, and Oliver Stocky. Skippered, Addison Fisher, Jed Laurie, and Carter Sheehan were the crews. And then lastly for Dartmouth, Bella Casaretto, Ryan Satterberg, and Chase Decker were the skippers. Lily Baker, Madeline Colbell, and Phoebe Lee were the crew.
There they are, all getting in one boat. Pretty funny. These guys have to be pretty used to this at this stage.
Oh, there's Coach Bern Nowak with no shirt on and a life jacket.
Oh, geez. Might be time to cut the stream.
I don't think anyone needs to see this.
Oh, that's great. Him and maybe even Coach Lior. That's great. That's awesome for those guys. It's going to take a long time to sail that thing in.
Yeah, there's Coach Lior in the front.
Pretty impressive. Nice celebration moment there.
Posing for a picture.
It's interesting when you think about all the people on that boat. Some of their sailing careers are probably coming to a close. Some of them are just beginning. It's interesting to think about, how the people in that boat will continue to engage with the sport as they graduate from college and move on to the real world.
Well, as you and I have kind of discussed over the last 2 days, maybe off air, the college sailing scene is a special. It's a special game, and your college teammates are your closest friends. And you spend so much time with them, and as we discussed, I still am in touch with so many of my college sailing friends from Harvard, and you're in touch with all your friends from Brown, and they're your friends for life. And to accomplish something like this is really cool, and that's something they'll share together forever.
Yeah, no one can take it away from you. It's a 2-season sport. You practice 4 days a week, regattas every weekend. It's a massive commitment. You end up spending a lot of time together.
Yeah.
So.
Well, with that, it is the conclusion of the Open ICSA College Sailing 2026 Team Racing National Championship. Harvard is in first place. Stanford finished second. Roger Williams third. Dartmouth fourth. Congratulations to those teams. We had a great 3 days of sailing here at the Southern Yacht Club. We're anxious to come back for 2 days of the Women's Nationals starting tomorrow. The live feed's going to start at 10 a.m. with the first race. And we're in for 2 really good days of sailing. So my name's Clay Johnson. I'm in the booth with Charlie Enright. We are really happy to have been here with you, and we look forward to seeing you over the next 2 days. So please tune in and give us a watch. Charlie?
All good from my side, Clay. Been a pleasure. Congratulations to all the sailors, and thanks to all the volunteers and the staff at Tulane and everybody that made this possible. And we look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow at the women's equivalent.
Great. Take care. See you tomorrow.